Hi guys and welcome to a new devlog of my indie game Raidborn, which is a sandbox action RPG set in an adventurous fantasy world. Follow me along and enjoy interesting behind the scenes footage and actively participate in the development of the game. Now let's see what I have for you today. New exterior levels, working level generation, and the final result showcase. For way too long we had to watch those dark and dusty dungeons, and it's now finally time to create some cool exterior levels and breathe some fresh air. By the way, you may hear that I have new audio recording equipment and the sound should be much better now. Okay, so as I just said, it's time to start building the exterior levels, and first of all I started creating the layouts. And I have to say that the exterior levels need a completely different approach of level generation. Well, not completely different, I of course can use the system I created, but it has a lot of differences and stuff I needed to adjust in the code and in the level generation system. And it also brings completely new challenges to master. One of them, for example, is that I need roads, which you see me building here in the exterior levels, and I didn't yet have a road system. In that case here, I made use of a pre-made road system I didn't create myself, which I have bought it from the asset store just to speed things up, because I didn't want to waste time by creating a road system. And I also thought it's nothing which is really exciting to create a road system, and I was pretty happy with what I have got in the asset store. Another problem I ran into was to find good looking and natural looking blockades for the exterior levels. Because for example in the dungeon ruins it's pretty simple. I just build a room, I place a wall there, and that's it. The player can't walk through that wall and problem solved. But it's not that easy in an exterior level where it's much more open and free and also much larger. So I thought it would be a cool idea to just use mountains, of course. I mean, that's the obvious solution you think about. And there was no problem, it was looking good. The problem was that you can see behind those walls, and that means that I have to create kind of a background scenery. Because it would look stupid if I just scale those mountains up so you can't see behind them. That doesn't look good. That looks like you're inside of a canyon. Creating those background sceneries wasn't a problem, although it cost some time to build them. It's a little bit annoying and stuff. But the real problem was that this was creating a weird shape for the exterior tiles. Because for example, a dungeon tile is square, and that makes it relatively easy to snap one tile to another, which isn't the case for those weirdly shaped exterior tiles. And the solution I came up with is to first of all make the exit and start point of exterior tiles relatively narrow and to norm them to one another so each end part fits to the start part of the next tile, and they're always the same. But it doesn't mean they look the same, because the detail can be different, that's no problem. Just the overall layout needs to be pretty much the same or needs to fit one another. Initially I wanted to create different height levels for the exterior levels, however that didn't really work, because if you for example are at the start tile, you could see kind of hovering tiles somewhere in the background, because of course they're not really connected and they're just generated out of different tiles. So this was kind of a limitation. I could only do different height levels within one tile, but each tile has to start end to end at the same height level. That was a small limitation, but it's not really a problem and basically just means that most of the exterior tiles will be plain landscape. After I created the exterior tiles I needed, and after I adjusted the random generation system to also work with the exterior tiles, it was time to test if the generation will actually work. And as you see, it does, and I can tell you I was really relieved that it did work pretty good actually, because I expected it to don't work very well, and I feared that I will not be able to create those random generated exterior levels. But it looks like I will be able to do so, and I'm really happy about that. And I generally like the results I'm getting, although I still have some issues with overlapping mountains I need to fix and I need to find a solution for. The next logical step to do was to create some details for the exterior levels. And I have to note here that this is just my first try to make it look good, and of course I will make stuff wrong and there is much to be learned. For example, in the end I wasn't really happy with how the grass looked in the game, and I need to find another solution for that. And later, if I show you the final generated level, you will see that I removed the grass for a moment because I wasn't really happy with it. It also caused performance issues and so on and so forth. But I have to say, I still had a lot of fun building those levels, and I was really enjoying the process, especially because I was listening to music which gave me a lot of inspiration. And that music is from Wind Swag, which is a YouTuber creating amazing fantasy music, and really that was a great source of inspiration for me and also made the whole process much more enjoyable. And I will link his channel in the description. Really check him out. That guy is amazing and doing completely stunning, relaxing and wonderful fantasy music. And now I'll show you a sneak peek of what we will take a look at in next week's devlog video, and that is more or less the first working result of an exterior level in-game with details and everything set up. Of course, there will be some issues and there's a lot of stuff I have to fix, not only talking about bugs here and fixing the generation system, but also some design stuff. Like, for example, I realized that the levels are way too large, but that is something we will talk in more detail in next week's devlog video. And now it is your turn again. I'm really curious to hear what you have to say about the new exterior levels, and if you're excited to see the results in-game next week. I can personally say that I'm completely stunned from the results in-game. Of course, the lighting is a little bit weird here and there, shadows missing, stuff like that. But I have to say, I didn't have expected such beautifully looking results. And I'm really curious to hear what you think, because of course, that's much more important for me than my own opinion. For me, my own opinion just means that I'm happy with that, I can feel good. But ultimately, I'm making the game for you. So I can't wait to read all your comments and to implement your improvement ideas. For so far, have a great day, see you next week, and stay cool.